Okay, quick look through Monday's end of day closing screens. Pretty good day. So I'll jump straight into them. Obviously, no US tonight. Cheers, James. Sound and vision. No US tonight, and we'll make it up as we go along. So straight into today's pro gaps. We had a look through the filtered list this morning. That's on the Daily Radars channel. Moving on, closing highs. Let's just buzz through these in order of sector. Industrial metals leading by the looks of things. Melrose punching out of this, we can call that a base with supply, can't we? Big loose base. Multi-month. How long has that been going sideways for? Over a year, probably. Getting on for a year. But we've got this tightening little base here. Try and line that up a bit. So yeah, a clear breakout. We're shy of 52-week highs, which is a shame on that one because you know, that could come into play and it could dip back in, even if it is going higher. Melrose. Aerospace, obviously. It's return to growth, return to profit before tax. Turnover's basically flat, isn't it? Ticking slightly higher, 2% forward on the turnover. The last Q on Q were all pretty negative, apart from turnover being flat. So it's a looking forward, early days kind of, and I think does BA. Let's just quickly. I think BAE reports this week as well, so think about that as well. Read across in these things. So obviously large cap high float stock. Not really a screaming trend line for me because I like a little bit of beta. But as we talked about this morning, sometimes if you believe in the defense spending, you can move it for some time. You might have a bit more conviction in those. And I think some of these have got earnings, some of the utilities, I think I read this morning, coming towards earnings. Swam around the goldfish bowl a few times since I read it though. Can't remember. Some banking. Let's just buzz through these. Obviously, I'm not going to look at things what day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of a buy point. We just cruise on by. I'll just go back to basics again. I might share this one tomorrow on the Twitter, depending on if it's anything interesting in it. But you know, I'm interested in buy points. You know, breakouts, first retracers. Could say first retracers anywhere around here. Higher highs, first retracers. I'm never going to be looking at a stock up here I'm going to be holding my winners, but I'm not going to be looking to execute after the trend, you know. So as I buzz through these screens, that's how I approach them. I know my pitch, breakouts, first pullbacks, higher highs. In fact, PAF, I got involved on the first pullback. New closing highs on the move on this one. So, emotional roller coaster, wasn't it, a couple of weeks ago? You know, we got the pullback. We hadn't had a pullback in quite some time. Pretty fast pullback. But pretty normal. Back to highs, still in the game. New closing highs for us on the move. And this is a big move for those who took the early base. I was in this one later. I'm waiting. There's got to be a few of these trends we're riding what are up in the we talked about on this morning, but there's got to be a few what are up in the 1000% area now. I tend to share more public content when people should be coming to the markets rather than after big trending moves. But I still feel, you know, the small caps have only just started trading 52-week highs again, haven't they? The AIM market, you know, we're only just trading levels. What could potentially be the start of a trend. There will be corrections. So another case in point there, you know, just some pretty nice trending moves. What I'm trying to say is, you know, we were banging the drum. We were banging the drum down here and screaming on the social media. I was sharing lots of content saying, you know, we've been in a two-year drifting bear sort of run in the markets. And, you know, this is where people leave the markets. It's all doom and gloom, isn't it? And we do our shouting when people should be getting involved. The exact opposite to what your emotions are probably going to be telling you. Into the swing points. So this picks up all. 1 second. Let me just. This picks up all the potential pullback setups. So we broke higher. This is a first pullback after this higher high. Not exactly a base breakout or anything like that. It's kind of first pullback, second pullback. It hasn't based out this stop. Third pullback, went a bit deeper. New highs. Fourth pull. You get what I'm trying to say. That it's been relentless. No base to see. Maybe a base will build, but it's hard to argue with that. It's a nice clean pullback, isn't it? Look at the fundamentals again as we do. The ROE is pretty solid on this, and posted earnings per share and pre-tax on the quarter-on-quarter was pretty good. Turnover's pretty flat really. Forward 6% year-on-year. Pre-tax 17, earnings per share 17. So not bad, you know, for FTSE 100 stock. It's, you know, it's old news for us, as we know, but maybe the more nimble entry could get some more continuation. Also, you know, raw screening. Check the earnings dates. I know we've got some ahead of us. little bit of a news chatter on the sector, wasn't there? Giving it a little bit of a pump higher today. Trifast, just choppy action. It's gone from being that nice stock we rode so long ago now as well. WATR, yeah, went sideways, just rolled lower, as many of them do from these potential stage 1 areas. And you know, you could say, well, this is just a big bear channel. For the bulls, it's up over the last 5 months trading, and active low, higher high. Came back down to that low. I see it, but thousands wouldn't. We've got some pretty positive forward numbers on this. Turnover 83 up to 95, plus 14%. Earnings per share and pre-tax 6.4 up to 10.3 on the pre-tax. So, you know, trading towards some good numbers again. It's what I say under trend, isn't it? It's from the riskiest area. You know, the last time we traded it was out of this little. You got the base and it tightened up under 52 week, and we cheated it and added early, didn't we? And it was a fantastic sort of move out of this level. But yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it, where it is. Games Workshop. What's this one in my screen again? So the, you know, this one's just basically flat on its year on year, isn't it? It's not a growth stock anymore, as we've said many times before. The disciples will say, yeah, but it always beats. Well, maybe, but you know, we want a bit more than flat, don't we? It's a big, thick, efficient, higher price stock these days. It's a different stock to the aggressive growth stocks we look for, what re-rated from, you know, from this area. So yeah, I see the pullback. Again, it's just a pullback in a liquid stock these days, rather than FTSE 100 stock as well these days, rather than what we, you know, we're looking to make that journey, not turn up. And you know, more of an active trader in ones what are liquid and have made the journey. Gold pot there. Skinny numbers, 2 to 4.4 on the pre-tax, and a little bit light on the year-on-year turnover, without punching it in to have a look. What else do we see? Get busy. This thing's expected to sort of well, negative pre-tax forward numbers, pretty much flat on the turnover. Pebble Beach, pretty flat on the turnover on that one as well, but I think that was on news today or at some point today, probably. Deja vu. And EasyJet, another FTSE 100. So nothing really jumping out today. I'll just go into my end of day screener here, and I'll pluck a few out for you, because there's a few interesting ones to look at. PAF, obviously new highs on the move. ALTN, yeah, you know, this has been running forever and a day. I'll bring it up. G4M, I'm slightly underwater on this one still. but turning up from a very obvious area. We talked about a high in the sky base on that one, so I'll just buzz through that one for you. P8F is just new closing highs in the history of our trend. ALTN, yeah, I have to zoom this out so you can see the early entries. I'm not on this one, but it's over 1000% now. IDHC, yeah, choppy, not for me. G4M, so just, you know, it hasn't really built much of a base since, or consolidated this move off the lows, but I got on board here, and I've got a looser stop on this because it, you know, for that reason, this was very tight bracket, so I gave it a bit more room, and it hasn't hit my stop. I allowed for it coming in a bit deeper, and it has done. Now if it moves above this level here, I will trail some risk out of it and add back up to my full risk. So, you know, I'll just feed the winners. And, you know, that to me, that was obvious today. It was on volume today. I know it doesn't seem to be showing it, but it did trade over 100% volume, 108% average daily volume today. And what we've got is what looks like a reverse vol base. So it's just 330. So a reverse vol base. This is the bull case for a reverse vol base. It means it's getting looser in the right hand side. It's coming to the 10-month or 200-day area. You know, I plan to trail and add above there. It would be very normal for it to come back in before moving higher, even if it, you know, if it is going higher, it would be very normal behavior to see that pullback. Doesn't mean it will happen, you know, they don't always do that. So obviously that is the best trade I can see. If I was positioning for that today, I would be doing something like this, looking at that low there, and then the staggered entry. If it moves above the high, I would trail into it and build the risk back up. What risk I trail out of it, I would add it back. So, talking my own book here, you know, no crystal ball. Do your own research, as they say. So, yeah, that's that one. WATR is just squeaking into this from a very risky area. CGS, yeah, just a choppy stock. You know, I don't filter these things out. I just do it with my eyes and can avoid things like that. So that's what we see tonight. Turn up every day, turn over the stones. It's been a really good day today, and I will keep it short and sweet, leave it there, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Okay. Cheers all.